and let's get into it. Pistol round regain taking the CT side. This is One Win's map pick of Mirage. They've already won map number 1, coming from behind to win on their opponent's map pick of Inferno. So they could close this one out in 2. That's a good note, is they only need 1 win. And they're splitting up fairly loosely across the map here, and it's gonna cost them a couple of kills early on. As I say that, they instantly answer back in a huge way, and Regain are left on Fusenko all alone, 1 versus 2. Intra just waiting for him to cross through jungle into window, domes him in the head, and it's going to be 1 win with the pistol round. And we're going to lock the prediction because the pistol round is over. Never heard of Regain? Well, here's the thing, is I've actually casted a lot of Regain recently. I heard of them because they were winning or close to winning. The Regain has been a team that has been winning or close to winning for the entirety of the Advanced season, and they've been a team that's always bumped up against the top of Advanced, but never quite been able to crack the ceiling. And so we're kind of looking to see if Regain can make it in and get in a season of ECL, because I wonder what it would take for them to do that. Because right now, 1 win, 2 rounds into Mirage, have definitely got their bells rung. We got the replay here. Look at this bun looking at the replay. So, I mean, that was a throwaway round, right? We don't take that round as any amount of seriousness out of Regain. They're like, we're on pistols. If we can get a kill, that'd be nice. We send all 5. Hopefully we get 1. And now we bring out the rifles, and Zucker already with an impact. Dirk with a kill as well, 2 for 2. As 1 win seeking to breach this A-bomb site. They've started to lose some more numbers. Jason and Learsey really getting into their face, getting into the mix. And Halen now in the 1 versus 3, likely to just try to save this M4. 1 win. You can see just how explosive their executes are. When they want to go somewhere, it's just, yeah, we're there. There's not a whole lot to do to stop them. Even more so, they are bloodthirsty 1 win. Inferno usually makes you save, but 1 win are definitely not of the mind that you should be saving. Although, is Halen going to be allowed to? No. Bomb goes off, kill comes out, time's up over Blau. Snap back to reality. There goes your money. That's right. We're referencing that song in 2025. And gravity and reality? Of course, of course. Now it's just Regain on pistols. Looking to find some kind of impact on these upgraded guns, but the rifle's doing just too much from 1 win. Sasha, look at the damage he's already taken. Jason just... he's going to match them pistol for pistol. He's got that Glock out. He's going to send in the nade as well. Let's see. Do we get a dunk? Ooh. 5-7 gets 1, and the dunk is avoided. This Molly, though, looking to keep Sasha bottled up in Kishin. Meanwhile, the other Regain players trying to get themselves rotated over to the A-bomb site, because 1 win definitely going to be hitting that one. And Jason does have to worry. There's a rep coming from Underpass. Not needed in the end. Sasha with the kill, and should be plenty of opportunity for one win to get this bomb down. The 4 underpass strat goes crazy. I mean, it can. I love that they're keeping this nice and fast, and News, in the vein of keeping things nice and fast, spots all 3 and says, you don't get to survive. I love this. We can see News in connector, hear the shots from Dirk, spot the stack, and just, nope, you don't get to keep any of those rifles. News presses the snooze button. I like that. But it does mean that it's time for Regain rebuy. Dirk picking up that AWP. Zucker taking a couple of bullets early on, down to 45 HP, but Halen gonna get involved. Oh, can't quite find the shot. Slumped down to 12 HP, but he'll find the kill. News will fall to Zucker, and this connector push not looking too hot. Fuzenko able to get the headshot, but Slump just drops 2 in response. And it's going to be up to Sasha once again. Sasha shares a name with Simple. Can they share the skills? Good kill onto Slump, but gonna need the defuse on this next one. Oh, Jason, not expecting the push in from jungle so soon, will be dropped. And Regain get themselves on the board. Sasha with enough time to collect the op as well, so gonna get that defuse in. With plenty of time to spare, and I wonder if that was... No, that was an HE. See, I could see if you wanted to throw away a CT molly so that you could buy a T molly, but... Yippee! We have Regain on the board. All right, well, 3 FAMASes for Regain. I got the FAMAS command working again, chat. You can use !FAMAS to see how I feel about the FAMAS. It's good times. There is no Floofy's aimers. There's no Fluffy aimers. This is one win. They're a different team with the same people. And unfortunately for Regain is, while they've missed the ACL season, they have not really missed a beat. Already picking up 2 kills and just cracking that B bomb site wide open. Sending Regain scurrying away. So it's looking like it's going to be a 1-win victory, and Regain going to be back to the save. They should be on a full round loss bonus at this point. So at the very least, they should have some more options for weapons coming soon. But losing everything is just... well, just unfortunate. Regain having about as many things going wrong as they possibly can on that round. What can go wrong will, as they say. Murphy's Law. Now let's see if Regain can change their fortunes. Got those Deagles armed and ready, but Halen, the only one able to find a kill, that 5-7, working out pretty well. Spam doing some good work, and Sasha joining in, but that's all that Regain are gonna get. But hey, a couple of kills is better than nothing. This is good for 1 win, though. They're keeping this whole game efficient. They're like, we're not gonna, you know, sit there and toy with you. We're gonna get in, we're gonna get out, and we're gonna be done with it. Which, you know, you can respect that. They're not being paid by the round. They're not being paid by the second. They're going to get their kills and get done with it. But Zucker are going to start things off strong, taking down Slump, who's been having a lot of impact on this game. So a good kill to start things off with, and a chonky nade as well. One win going to just take so much space. They're charging out far. This A bomb site is nothing to them. Zucker going to stop News in his tracks, but we're going to need several of those before One Win are worried. They've already taken over the site. The bomb's down. There's just not a whole lot that Regain are able to do. Hey, Play Crossfire, welcome in. So, I mean, what do you do if you Regain? I like the Ninja Defuse attempt, but One Win are just all over them. You know, there's like white on rice, like, you know, flies to a lamp. Regain are just kind of stumped. Yeah, good time for a timeout. Let's appear on camera, because after this 8 rounds of just being utterly smashed, there needs to be a change up. The A site has been the site of attack just every single time, and they haven't even needed the bomb to go off. We look at the scoreline, there's been a singular defusal, and every other round has ended in elimination. So One Win, they have the objective. They're playing the objective, if only to force Regain to fight them. This map is nothing more than aim redline to One Win. But hey, I mean, if you're hitting your shots, and you're confident in your abilities, Mirage is a good playground. You know, play like a pug. Mid pressure going to be applied on this round, and Regain, realizing that the A site is not the point of attack early on, will send 2 through ramp and all the way in through T spawn already. Zenko and Zucker already pushing on through Halen. Oh, if you were able to hold 1 with the MP9, maybe there would be enough time for the rest of the team to get in. But no, One Win, they've already unlocked the vault. They've already gotten in. Dirk blinks away to take down Intra, but that's all he's going to get. Now these MP9s have a lot of work to do in order to recover this site. Molly going to go down to stop them from pushing in, and not even really needed because these bullets, One Win is just hitting everything. They are just not missing a beat. 8-1. Well, if you believe in comebacks, you're going to have to believe a little bit harder. Because the power of believing is proving to be insufficient. Again, I feel like we just started the cast, and we're going to be nearly done. Regain fully rearmed. Expecting the A site. They've got 3 players stacked here, so now Sasha and Halen going to have the responsibility of the world on their shoulders, and they're already down as well. One Win are just brutal on this. They got the player's cat, they got the player's apps, and there's just nothing. So they will take a 9th round. You know, normally you expect a couple of kills from a B rush, but no, One Win just rush B. Do not stop. They didn't stop. Nothing could stop them. Now the only question is, are One Win able to take away any weapons? Because they've already wrapped up everything. But no. 3 weapons going to be retained by Regain. honestly, this just feels bad. Like, I'm not even on the server as a player, and I feel really bad for Regain. They've been bumping up against the ceiling for so long. You go look at their team page, and I'll just, you know, I'll yap about Regain while we're in pause, right? So we go to Regain, right? Season 53, Advanced. That's where we are. Okay, cool. Advanced last season. 4-2 in playoffs, 9-5 in the regular season. Ended up losing their playoff games to Might and Zomblers. All right, fine. What about the season before? Advanced, 8-6, 2-2 in playoffs, lost to Wannagoons and Might again. Okay, this is starting to get worrying. What about 50? Big ol' season 50, big 5-0, 12-2 on the regular season, 3-2 in playoffs. Again, Might had their number. So did Homino. I hope I'm saying that right. Homyno. I think it's supposed to be French. I don't speak French. That's a language I haven't bothered to learn. I haven't really learned any language, fully. Kind of dumb, kind of bad with languages. Regular season for season 49, Advanced. 9-5, 1-2 in playoffs, lost to Tsunami and Locally Hated. And their win was a bye in that playoff. Not even English? Yeah, no, I'm not. Clearly, I know memes and I know dumb stuff. That's about as good as we're going to get. All right, we got a long tech pause here. Advanced season 48. 11-3 in playoffs. 1-2. And the last season we can see on Face It, Advanced season 47. 10-2 in the regular season and 2-2 in playoffs. This is a team that loves its best of ones. When you send them to a best of 3, they have a struggle. But it sounds like we're going to be going back to the game. All right, let's see if they can live up to their name. 3-round CT side is not a whole lot to hang your hat on, but it is definitely better than nothing. If they can make it to 3, maybe there's hope for this game yet. And that is a good start. News caught being over-aggressive, pushing in through the smoke. Zucker gonna fill him with a face full of lead. Post-pause, 1 win, slowing down the pace just a little bit. We've seen some really brutal A hits, but losing News so fast has taken the wind out of their sails. Down to a minute 5, and they haven't started to push out just yet. And a crash. All right, sorry about that. We'll get back on the server as soon as possible. It's tech pauses. They do this. All right. Here we go. Back into the round that we were missing. News already dead. Down to 35 seconds. So hey, we didn't even miss anything because 1 win delayed their push for us. Isn't that nice of them? Now that they are finally completing the push on out, Halen peeks from Firebox and levels 3 of them. Zucker, good to complete the full house. But man, they were expecting a player Firebox. There is some spam. We see the bullet holes, but it didn't hit. All right, 1 more is all it'll take for me to believe in a possible comeback for Regain. That's not too much to ask, right? Dirk has his AWP, they've got AKs, they've got M4s, they've all got kits, they've all got utility. Regain can get 1 more round, right? Well, One Win aren't giving them any room to breathe, but Regain have done a good job pushing into their faces a little bit. ESEA going to be meeting some resistance in apartments. News. I mean, failing at that last round, might as well go for it again. And, you know, just a drive-by peek on Connector works out well. 4 versus 5 now. Regain now taking the player disadvantage. One Win hit the pause button for just a moment to reevaluate. On to Van, pushing some players around, and at this point, One Win, they're feeling themselves. Look at the kills coming through. 3 versus 3, they're out on the B bomb site. There's one player here to meet them. It's already been dropped. It's Slump with the kill. And One Win are prepared for the rotation as well. There's no room for Regain to get back in. That Ram is going to be dehorned as Slump finishes the job. AWP shot levels Halen 10-2 on their T side. One Win dominate. You know, we mentioned that they're only going to need 1 win to finish out this series. I feel like they took that to heart. Because, wow. All right, so what do we do? What do you do if you're Regain now playing the T side? I guess the answer is fast. B. Go now. ESEA, though, gonna play from White Van, and News with a kill as well, but Zucker will answer those right on back. Jason already rotated in, got those dualies in hand, and already into the site, into the mix, but Halen ready for him. It's dualies all over the shop. Intra puts down 2, and 1 Win in record speed have retaken this site. We haven't gotten halfway ticked down on the bomb yet. And 1 Win we're just... Yeah, the bomb's there. The retake's there. You don't even have time to think, and everything is done. That is an upsetting situation for Regain. 11-2. But they do have money for the force. They did get the bomb down. So they can at least give themselves a tiny ghost of a chance. Slump. Not even needed. Intra behind him. And the wide swing out from Zucker punished. Though, Jason waiting on Balk. Does fall to Halen. And Halen not done. 3 versus 3. Regain gonna get this bomb down into position. And these T-side players doing a good job of keeping 1 Win away from the bomb. Ooh, that shot through the smoke. ESEA very nearly had something, but Yuzenko and Halen will handle business. I hope you all enjoy the yippee. We're not a biased stream, I swear. Well, force buy from 1 Win could be either slamming the door shut in Regain's face, or it could be a major opportunity for Regain to get a teensy bit of momentum, a little bit of a tailwind, but already the 1D out of News blind on Zucker. That's just not the way you want to go. That is all sorts of painful. Regain will collect. Look for the push on in through Connector. They've got Halen looking in from Alice as well. Yuzenko gonna make good on the first shots, but Jason answers back. You cannot keep this lad down. Jason, it's not Halloween. Or wait, was that Freddy? Who is Friday the 13th? It's Thursday the 5th. That does mean that next week we are getting a Friday the 13th. Ooh. Anyway, Regain looking like they are going to be good on this defense. News able to take down Dirk, but Halen to finish business. 11-4. That was a lot of money lost by the Regain side. Look at this. Jason, there's 2 1-Ds onto the advancing players. That could have been disastrous. Jason just able to sit here and be like, yeah, I dropped those rifles. That felt good. Would have felt better if you won, but at the same time, oh boy. Either way, though, Sasha gonna open up the festivities. Slump gonna be dropped, but Intra just spamming the Deeg through the smoke. Works out well. Learsey waiting behind Pillar as well. These pistols doing so much for one win. They're keeping Regain constantly on the back foot. Constantly unable to build up an economy because they keep losing these weapons, but at the very least, they melt news. And now Jason looking for the 1 versus 2. The Deagles have done so much work for one win. Can this one finish up the game on its own? No. And thank goodness we play on just another few rounds. Regain able to pick up their shorts. They put their shoes on. And the money that one winner's spending, it is leaving them a little bit stunted. Now 6 rounds separating these 2 teams, and all one win have are a couple of MP9s. They're not full investing into this one. They don't have the full round loss bonus yet. They're on 3. But that's not enough to buy what they want. So MP9s gonna have to do the job. And do the job they just might. The Deagle's already speaking for the one win side. MP9's proving to be too much for Regain to handle. Dirk, there's too many targets. There's too many people there. It's just Sasha alone in the 1 versus 4. This round would be backbreaking for Regain to lose. They're losing into what is essentially an eco by 1 win. How did we get here? How did that happen? 1 win just putting so much pressure on the backs of Regain. And they're just cracking and dropping and falling apart. Sasha. Last one to fall here for Regain is 1 win. Put themselves between with 1 round away from advancing. They sure do just need 1 win. And with the weaponry on Regain, something tells me they're about to get it. The CT side is fully locked and loaded. And it doesn't matter whether they're on CT or T, they're going to take the mid control and they are going to exploit that. Regain, get obliterated. Sasha, the last player standing, able to line up 2, but position now known. 1 win will converge. News dropping in from above for the final nail in the coffin, and 1 win will close this one out 13-5.